Well, you're welcome to Football Mania. I'm happy to have you on the show.
Thanks.
Now, looking at Chelsea last season that ended up winning the UEFA Champions League, what is your impression of the team?
Well, honestly, I think that the most important thing about last season was without a doubt signing Tuchel, and the work that he did in such short time was incredible. I don't think that any manager have had ever even beaten Guardiola three times in a row before. So
Yeah,
that's an amazing achievement too. And of course, winning the Champions League against all odds. And it wasn't an easy run too. You had Atletico Madrid, which won La Liga. You had Real Madrid with Zidane, and of course you had Manchester City, which I think that Manchester City were the big favorites for the
yeah,
final, and
yeah,
not only because of Guardiola, but the quality of the players. I think we
yeah,
can agree that Manchester City has a stronger squad than Chelsea.
yeah.
But
I do.
overall, you could really see that the difference that Tuchel actually made after he arrived was incredible, and he really showed his quality in big things, but also small things. As you said, in Havertz's goal in the final, you could see the role that Timo Werner actually played. His movement of the ball was key for Havertz to score that goal,
Yeah,
and most Chelsea fans wanted to kill Werner for all of his thousands of missed
yeah,
chances, right? But Tuchel actually
I can
kept
relate.
kept actually believing in him, and this is the kind of thing that separate the good coaches from the great coaches,
Yeah,
and I think that he really showed it. And winning the Champions League now not only is of course an incredible achievement, but it's also going to give Tuchel a lot of time to work and do what he wants, because he arrived at Chelsea. The squad was already there. He didn't make any changes.
yeah,
He didn't ask for any players. He didn't sell any players. So right now this summer is going to be interesting. Of course, Chelsea already spent a lot of money last summer, but they can spend this summer, as I'm sure you saw the rumors of Kounde signing would be incredible. I'm confident that he would be a hit in the Premier League. So the kind of thing that winning a competition like the Champions League actually gives you to work with the resources that you have and build something, I think this is really valuable, because as we know too, Abramovich actually wants Chelsea to play aesthetically pleasing football. He wants
yeah,
to play Chelsea to play attacking football.
yeah.
So Tuchel can give him that. And of course, Tuchel is not an easy character to work with, as we know, but I think that with the right approach, and Marina is really good at this too, Chelsea can build something really strong for the future.
Yeah, like you said, I think winning the UEFA Champions League is now giving we now give him time to do what he wants to do. He won't be in a hurry to win a trophy and make hasty decisions here and there. Now he can actually relax and do whatever he wants to do in future. But do you think this season, if Chelsea, even if Chelsea don't buy a number nine, which they clearly need, do you think they have what it takes to challenge City and Liverpool for the Premier League title?
Yeah, this is a tricky question. I think that this season is going to be really unpredictable, because we don't know how Liverpool will bounce back from last season. We saw that they had a strong end to their season, but we don't know how they will bounce back. We don't know if Virgil van Dijk will actually come back from injury stronger than ever. Maybe the players are still fatigued by Klopp's methods like we saw last season. So I'm not sure what Liverpool could actually achieve in the Premier League, but they would definitely challenge, because it's a very strong thing, as we know. And I would say that Manchester City, I wouldn't put them as favorites for the Premier League this season before they actually make the rumored signings. Of course, if City actually sign Grealish and Kane, they are definitely the favorites for the Premier League, the Champions League, and everything. But it's never that simple. We know that Grealish still hasn't decided if he will stay at Villa or actually go to City. And of course, Kane actually involves Levi, and I don't think that Levy is going to actually simply let Kane leave for unless Manchester City offers a lot more money that they're willing to pay. So yeah, I think that Chelsea are going to come in strongly to compete for the Premier League this season, but there's also the fatigue of actually having to travel to the Club World Cup, and then there's the Super Cup too, the European Super Cup. So, and Chelsea doesn't have a squad depth as strong as Liverpool and Manchester City's, but I definitely see them challenging. And you have Manchester United too, which they actually have a coach that I really don't like. I don't think that Solskjaer is actually a good coach. I think that he's quite mediocre. But when you look at the signings that they made, Varane could be a success. But most importantly, I think that people are really underestimating Sancho. I watched him a lot at Dortmund. He has been legitimately one of the best young, if not the best young player in the world for a few seasons already. He could really take the Premier League by storm if he's
Yeah.
used correctly. So maybe Manchester United will actually try to mount a challenge, but I don't think that they are capable of winning anything big as long as Solskjaer is there. So yeah, honestly, I see City, Liverpool, and Chelsea fighting for the Premier League. But as we saw last season, it was really unpredictable to see City winning the league the way that they did. So I'm not going to be making any wild predictions for now.
All right. All right. I agree with you. Well, you watch a lot of La Liga, so you should know a lot about Julius Kounde, who is on the verge of moving to Chelsea. The deal is still far from being done, but it's progressing according to reports. Let's talk about Kounde. What do you think about him as a defender, as a player, and also as a youngster?
Yeah, so Conde was one of the players that surprised me the most last season. He had some incredible performances, and of course, that his previous season was also solid. His form actually had a dip over the last few months of last season, but he's still one of the most surprisingly young center backs when it comes to his overall potential. I was really impressed by how well he's been playing. And as I told you before, I think that between Conde and Varane, I would definitely go for Conde because of his age and his overall potential. And I have doubts about Varane actually playing to the best of his form after so many knee injuries. And of course, maybe he won too much. I think I'm not sure that if Varane is the kind of player that has won too much and he kind of he's not fully focused on football. But I would say that he has won too much, and maybe overall, Conde, I would say that is he worth 80 million? I'm not entirely sure because there are other center backs that are cheaper, like Sven Botman. So, but overall, if Chelsea actually manages to sign Conde for like 15 million plus Zuma, I would say it would be an absolutely wonderful deal.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we had that chat before. I think that, like you said, Kunde for a cheaper fee and being a younger player, still developing makes more sense. And one thing we usually forget is Varane will be taking 250,000 pounds weekly because he's a big player, senior player who is in his prime. But Kunde will take something close to 80 to 120. So it saves Chelsea also a lot on wages, so which is massive if you put it together for years to come. And also, I think in future, Kounde will prove to be a better player than Varane if he continues to grow the way he's growing at the moment. All right, Raf. I quite enjoyed talking to you this afternoon. Thank you very much for giving me your time, spending your time this afternoon with me on Football Mania. Thank you so much, Raf. I hugely appreciate it.
Thank you, Vince. Pleasure is all mine, my friend. And by all means, I wish Chelsea to have a good season too. And let us hope that we have a great season of football, much like the Euros were. I think we can all agree that the Euros were amazing. And overall, my expectations for the season are good in terms of the quality of football. As for Barcelona season, I don't have many expectations. So let's see how things go. Maybe when you don't have expectations, anything
Yeah,
positive can
yeah.
surprise you.